Power is the ability to influence, control, or direct people, events, or circumstances to achieve desired outcomes. Power itself, in and of itself, is not evil. It is people who are evil. Power and money amplifies what you really are.
This is the book that we're going to have a commentary on.
So, in the beginning of the 16th century, there was a man, namwita Nunes. Nunes was a Spanish nobleman. But just like other people, Nunes alikuwa na madeni. Alikuwa na madeni za watu left, right and center, and his solution or his remedy for debts, he decided is silipi, sioni nikilipa. Yes.
Just a Monday.
He decided not to pay the debts. So he had a lot of debts. So this genius decided that instead of paying these debts that he has, he should smuggle himself to Panama. So what he did, I don't know kama umeona kwa Game of Thrones, he put himself in a barrel.
Barrel? The one that they used to transport Nani?
Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah.
But now this one is a square one. But this one is now the circular one, the drum, the barrel. So he decided to run away from debt. Where debtor, what were kona deni ustoroke, pick your phone, just say you don't have, come up with a payment plan and all that. Don't be like Nunes, who decides to smuggle himself. So Nunes was put in a barrel, akaingia, akaeka kwa sea, and sailed to Panama. So as he went to Panama, when he went, it was, the rumor was that in Panama is the new world. It's like he was going to a new world. His slate was going to be clean. Yes, his debts are going to be forgiven.
Cancelled out, all of them.
Yes, he ran away. By the way, if you can't pay, just run away. So Nunes decided to run away. So when he ran away, when he got to Panama, there was already a leader in Panama. And as the leader he was not a very good leader. He was not a very loved leader. People hated him. And so Nunes, being a politician like he was in Spain, decided to vie against this leader. So he started speaking negatively against him, saying must go. And the guy went.
Let's skip the whole.
The guy went. When he shouted must go enough, long enough,
he went.
The guy went, and this place that he had gone in Panama was called Darien.
Yes.
Whatever, I don't know how to spell it correctly.
Too.
But so walipiga must go, and then must go went. And so Nunes, becoming the leader of the must go movement, became the governor of that place. And at this point, his plans had worked. He had ran away from debt. Now he is governor. So at this point, his plan was working pretty well. So when he was there as governor, he had that over great sea and riches. And he decided to lead an expedition to go and see this great sea. I think it was the Pacific Ocean. So he was not satisfied with his conquering. He was not satisfied with where he had gotten. So he decided to go and explore these riches in the Great Sea. And so he decided to go and become a hero. As a matter of fact, as he was sailing in this Pacific Ocean, he lifted his sword up. In the name of Spain, I am taking this in the name of Spain.
Conqueror.
He is a conqueror.
So
Nunes, he went, he decided to go. But now the problem is, he had left Darren and Spain. He left Darren without a leader, and he had left Spain. But since he had run away from Spain, there was rising opposition. They heard of his expedition. If you watch the movie The Vikings, there is those expeditions. Like these guys were under pressure to go and explore the outside world. They thought that the world was only where they were. So I can discover that there is some other world past the sea. And those guys had never sailed. The Vikings. Their stories too. They had never sailed. So they went into this expedition to discover other land. So when you go on these expeditions, you leave a vacuum. And nature abhors a vacuum. So there was opposition, and he failed to manage himself or to manage his alliances back home. But you remember...
Home in Panama?
No, in Spain. Okay. You see, he's doing all these things in the name of Spain. First, he's running away from debts. Then when he gets to Panama, you see, becoming governor means that he's going to be rich. So he's going to be able to pay back his debts.
Or at least he didn't have debts.
Yes, but he didn't pay. Hakuona akilipa. Alikuwa naumwa na macho.
Wow.
Hakuona akilipa. So, he failed to manage politics back home, and they started growing, just like any other story in history. They started to rise opposition at home. And so, he heard of these things, but he was claiming the Pacific Ocean. You know, you cannot claim ownership of the ocean.
Who owns both?
So he claimed ownership of the Pacific Ocean and forgot all about Spain. And he did not give much thought about the rising opposition that was in Spain. So, as the Spanish guys were planning and plotting, they decided to trick him or to finish him. So they sent this guy called Pedrarias Davila. Since you are Spanish, so you can understand us. So he sent
Pedro Arias.
Let's call him Pedro. Let's call him Pedro. So he sent Pedro, Alejandro Pedro. Now Pedro knew that such men, conquerors, fighters, they have one weakness. Other than power, is women. Wanakuanga na hierarchy of weaknesses. First inakuanga power, then women, then money.
Oh, women is on top of money.
Yes. These guys, just that you don't know, they love this gender. Because you see, when they conquer or they make a lot of conquering, they get a lot of attention from this gender. Now, this gender knows how to attract attention from conquerors.
We women.
Yes, this gender knows conquerors. They know how to identify.
We
said they date upwards. So, if you go upwards, you are going to have to deal with these guys.
They will fall at your feet.
You don't even have to be attractive. They will find you attractive. They will convince themselves that you are attractive. So, this guy brought the daughter. And as Nunes, he decided to marry the daughter. In fact, he wanted to seal his fate. You see, that time, marriages were a sign of fortifying someone's rule or anything. So he married his daughter, Pedro's daughter, but he didn't know that it was Pedro's skill to finish using the daughter. So they must have been in for it. And since the man was in love,
he had fallen in love.
He had fallen head over heels in love. He became like every other man who is in love, foolish. Love nikwambia ni a blindfold. The moment you falling is putting on a blindfold. So the story continues. So he ignored his own growing influence of rivals in Spain, and they grew, and so they sent him Pedro. And then when he married this daughter, like all the stories go, he was one day persecuted, betrayed, and then executed, tried and executed. So as he won the Pacific Ocean in the name of Spain, he lost his head. He did not plan his expeditions all the way to the end. Yes.
And we focus on the
Yes.
women can get
that is important. That is important to note. After ameoa ndio mambo
iliharibika. Unaona sasa kama ange choose to kukaa single.
Nunes akujua that
we're not saying
history has a lot of examples of how many of men who have been finished by this gender. This gender is ruthless at finishing men, and it can finish them if you put your guard down.
And you show no mercy.
And they show no mercy. And they finish you completely. They are dealing with you is ruthless, methodical, sacaphonious, and total. They finished him. They finished this great conqueror.
Oh God, like it's so weird. Like
yes,
you escaped death.
Yes.
You escaped death, became a governor, only for you to be broken by a woman.
So things that finish a man, death, no.
Something must kill a man.
Unaweza imba ile ni kitu gani kitatutenda? Kitu gani kitatumaliza?
Ni madeni.
Hapana.
Madeni ni wanawake hapo. How now?
Madeni.
It is right there.
By the way, I was watching this I've watched these documentaries of ex-prisoners. I told you here in Kenya. 80% of the cases that have put people inside.
The men.
Yes, the men's prison are love-related, love triangles, sexual in nature. It actually involves the other gender.
Oh.
Yes.
They've either killed, raped.
Yes.
Most likely killed.
That is 80%. Or love triangles.
You've killed a man because of a woman.
Death. There is even stealing in the name of love. Men do. So I've told you, when you fall in love as a man, Kiongos.
It's not working.
In the Kiongos, there is something that is removed.
There's a vacuum.
There is a vacuum. And nature abhors a vacuum. When here steps in Jennifer to save this great general. And the general needs saving.
Yeah.
And
he's saving, Jennifer.
And he gives his head. My head. Cut it. I will die for you.
I will give you everything you want.
We will catch a grenade,
Oh, jump in front of a plane.
Yes. He literally lost his head. I'm losing my mind. So we tell them that we are losing our mind. He actually just genuinely lost it. He lost it.
That's sad,
in the name of
love.
Yes.
So the judgment of this law, the ending is everything. Plan all the way to it, taking into account all the possible consequences, obstacles, and twists of fortune that might reverse your hard work and give the glory to others. By planning to the end, you will not be overwhelmed with circumstances and you will know when to stop. Gently guide fortune and help determine the future by thinking far ahead.
Yes, the ending is everything. Before you get into any battlefield. And like you can see, this book also gives strategies of war.
Yeah.
Before, like last time I said that wars are won at the tables. Before you go to fight, not the ending. You cannot accurately or 100% know how something will end, but you can anticipate both ends.
Yeah.
You know, many of the times we wallow in the success, the momentary success. I told you, when you succeed in anything, in any venture, your first success should be caution for you to be very careful. Because what is coming next, what you're cutting is a stall. And if you had not planned all the way to the end, looking at all the possible scenarios, looking at what might go wrong, especially considering what might go wrong. You know, when things go right, then it's celebration.
Yeah.
But when you are planning, you must look at what might go wrong.
Yeah.
Those are the things that you anticipate. If this happens, this is what I will do. If this happens, this is what I will do. Including the betrayals and all those things. When I say these things, people think that I'm being an alarmist and I'm being those guys who says human beings are evil. Human beings are not really good. Even the Bible
We're not
confirms
good.
it.
No, not one.
Yes. And we know ourselves.
Yeah.
Unless we are ignorant of who we are. So the ending is everything. Whenever you're doing anything, you must have the ending in mind. How will this end? It can end in tears. Are you ready for the tears?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the tears? It could end in a disappointment. Are you ready? You know, even the planning for the ending can be planning for the disappointment that will come and seeing how to mitigate those things. Number 2, anasema plan all the way to it. Considering all the possible consequences, obstacles, and twists of fortune that might reverse your hard work and give the glory to others. I told you we are in a battlefield. There is somebody who wants your spot. Whatever, however small. Bora, it's a lucrative spot. Somebody else wants it. So you must understand, somebody can come and take glory. Look at what Pedro did. Nunes goes and conquers Panama. Imagine, Panama is a very, from what I see, is a very beautiful place. He goes there, becomes the governor. Then somebody out of nowhere comes and finishes him. Imagine all that glory that Nunes won on behalf of Spain
went to Pedro.
Why? Because it is Pedro who finished him. It is Pedro who crushed this rebel.
Crush your
enemy totally. So somebody else might take that victory in your hard work. In organizations, someone can come in and just observe you working hard. Maybe you're working in the same department and come and just steal your idea, steal your victory.
And pitch it as
theirs. We have had many people say he stole my music, he stole my beats. my beats. They do this. So you must be careful, even you who is being stolen from. Because you don't get stolen from without necessarily inviting people to steal from you by speaking too much. We say it always say less than necessary. When you say more than necessary, you're attracting people who potentially would steal your ideas. So that is what he did. And he says, by planning to the end, you will not be overwhelmed by circumstances. And you will know when to stop. Because you have an end in itself. The next law we are going to do is in victory, know when to stop. We are going to see people who actually achieved great things, but they just wanted to go on.
You never get enough.
Yes. So when you plan to the end, when you win at the table, when you plan at the table, you have the end in mind. So you know when you have reached your end, and you know this is where I have to stop. Nunes didn't know this. He would have stopped at Panama. Or gathered money, gone back to Spain, paid his debts, became a hero who conquered Panama in the name of Spain. Even if it was the Pacific Ocean, he should have given all these things in the name of Spain. And finally, and you will know when to stop. Gently guide fortune and help determine the future by thinking far ahead. We are usually lost in now. Now and now. We see our young people posting themselves nude in social media, not thinking about what will happen later.
2 years.
You 19-year-old girl and 20-year-old girl who is walking naked in the internet right now. You're going to get to 30. You're going to get to 40. You don't know what career path you want to go. It can cost you. That katabia kenye unajaribu kutuonesha in the name of nobody can tell me anything. It is my world. My dress, my choice. It's going to bite you at some point. Because you don't know what career path you will take. It is not clear at 21 what is your career path. Even if you say you want to be a doctor, it is not clear. You're going to get a job that requires you to be very decent. And the internet never forgets.
Oh God.
Yes, they're going to come for you.
And once you start doing that and you're forgetting right now, kwani ujaona kuna case studies of people who have posted things and then it comes and bites them later.
Yeah.
Do you know there was a lady who was actually fired because of a TikTok she did?
Really?
Yeah, in the US.
Uh-huh.
She was talking about there's something people are doing these days called Pilates or Pilates. I don't know what it's
Pilates.
called. Iyo.
Mm-hmm.
It's some sort of exercise. And then she was saying, oh, fat people should not be in. She was fired.
Oh, she was fired?
Yeah.
Fat shaming?
Yeah, she was fired because of fat shaming people. She even went on TikTok to cry. It's like, no, delete that video. We delete it. You created it.
It will come back.
It will come back. Like, she was
you.
fired. Even people not from her country while watching that video, they're like, this is absolutely disgusting.
But she said it when she was young and it was...
No, actually, it's recent.
Oh, it's very recent. Yeah,
you think social media is not powerful?
Yeah. Everyone can see. I heard this guy, wow, why are you gay?
Yeah.
That it trended 10 years after the video was shot. That this current trend, it's not a very recent video.
Oh, in Ata Saizi, he's more...
He's older.
Yeah, and even more built.
So you see, if it is true that story trended or this
10 years
is
ago.
trending right now,
Yeah.
it's actually 10 years. It was shot 10 years ago, and that shows you that these things don't disappear.
No.
Now, be very careful about what you're putting out there. Make sure that you can stand by it. Even if if you can correct it, make sure it is something that you can correct. But just going out there and insulting people, calling imaginary haters and all these things, it's gonna cost you.
How many times have we seen ladies getting married and people go dig Facebook photos?
Yes.
You've been posting with CG celebrities and all those things.
People even know your sexual partners.
Yeah, like,
they even
and then they tell you this is the woman. They ask the man, are you sure this is the woman you want to marry? This is what she used to do in the... Like,
some people
don't
go,
just put it
go
out
drinking
there. Don't.
And then they put a camera in front of you.
Behave.
Just know that anything that comes or appears in a camera,
listen, John,
can be used against you. Can be used against you in the court, in the worst court ever, the court of public opinion. The court of public opinion is the worst court ever.
Because they're ruthless.
You don't want to be in the court of public opinion. They will crucify you. It doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
You see, it's a game of perception. You can do something very noble, but you have no control about how your viewers are going to interpret it. Some of our videos have been interpreted wrongly. Some of the people have come to insult us. Mwingine alisema ati huyu jamaa anajifanya kona mawisdom za Solomon.
We see your comments, we appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
No,
I think he's a wise man.
Thanks for the engagement.
You know, it takes one Solomon to know another.
To know another, from wise man to another.
But I went and checked his profile and then I didn't have an answer. I deleted his comments.
Silas.
No, I went to check his profile. You see, he's telling me I'm pretending to have wisdom. So I was...
let me see this fellow wise man.
His profile was not impressive. I think he needs to work. He needs to do a bit of working so that akwe tu sawa. But I understand why that was a comment. No, I understand. Sometimes the guys are going through a lot. And he must be one of them. No, wow. It's true. Guys are going through a lot. There's a lot of... yes, there's a lot of depression and pressure. The economy is not working. So people are looking for places to vent.
Yeah. And our TikTok comment section.
Yeah, he saw this as a place to vent. I understood him. I'm praying for him so that things can change. Whatever he's going through.
Brother, that's what.
There's always a solution.
Shout out to you.
Don't be depressed. There's always a solution.
Oh God.
We are also suffering and struggling.
Yeah, that's why we are here.
But we've found a way. One way of elevating yourself from struggling: hit the gym, lift weights.
True.
If you lift weights,
punch some bags.
Yeah, you not even have the strength to offer bile. But anyway, you have given him too much time.
Nimekumbuka umesema kitu kingine and then I've just remembered. There was a guy again in the US was on I think a radio show or a podcast. I can't remember. I think it was a radio show and it was being recorded. Then they were being asked like some quick fire questions. Then he was asked, how many years have you been married? He said 16. How many years have you been loyal? He choked on his drink. Then he said 16. Do you know that man got a divorce and that video was used in court?
Really?
That video was used in court. Like that bit of hesitation shows that he has not been loyal. Because why did you hesitate? Aki, it was used.
But I think American laws are anti-marriage. It's coming to Kenya because we import everything, including morals.
True.
It is
true. Morals or immorality?
Yes. By morals, I just use it as an umbrella term for we import everything.
Everything.
We think everything done outside of Africa by the West is cool. So we really import it and look at it as fashionable.
Yeah.
It is fashionable. Now divorce, I think divorce rate in abroad is like, by abroad, let me just be general, is like 70%. That means that 70% of marriages end up in divorces. So guys are looking at divorce as a very cool thing right now. So even people who are getting married are not getting married to stay. They're getting married for other reasons other than living happily ever after or growing old together. So this guy, everything you do, have a plan, especially when you are the product.
Ooh.
When you are the product, you must have a good plan because your views are going to be used against you. There are people who would never go to certain places or they never see their full potential of what they could become because of their mouths. You just talk, you insult people. Don't insult people.
Don't do that.
Don't insult people. Don't be in the business of insulting people. You can advise without insulting. That's what we endeavor to do.
Yeah.
We talk to people. Those guys who come to our videos and they get positive things. There are guys, I've seen comments of people who say, "Man, this advice has changed my life. I am going through this." Like that advice on walking away.
Yeah.
Walking away is not telling people that if mkikosana kidogo you walk away.
No.
I don't know why guys are interpreting it that way.
Exactly. Just someone was saying, it's not just about walking away. You two can talk. There's some situations where you can't talk.
Yes, and I've actually said in that video, you exhaust. You tell someone if you do this. That is when you get to a point of walking away, the disrespect is too much.
Yeah.
That's when you walk away. When it is irredeemable. There are irredeemable weaknesses. Because others choose to stay and fight. That's where domestic violence comes in. A man is disrespected in his house. He decides to stay and starts to fight the wife, thinking that he can use blows to make this woman come to her senses.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, a woman who has lost respect for you does not love you. Let me repeat. A woman who has lost respect for you does not love you. Women have been created by God to be submissive, and they are. To the right man.
Thank you.
To the right person. They are submissive. Whenever you struggle with a woman submitting to you, maybe you're not the right person. You are not. You actually are definitely not the right person. That same lady who is disrespectful to you, if she is working, she obeys their boss. I can tell you, the boss calls and she comes running. There is someone out there who she submits to.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling guys, this is the time to walk away.
Yeah.
You cannot convince her to submit to you if she has lost respect. Love for men is respect. People think that love is that feeling. I'm
Butterflies.
so in love.
Oh God.
Oh, I love her.
Feeling so giddy.
No, love for men is respect. A woman who doesn't respect you doesn't love you.
At all.
I can argue that. There is no saying, my wife is disrespectful towards me, but she loves me. No, it is impossible. It is like denying gravity. That's all. God has hardwired women to love and respect their men. It's even a command.
Yep.
And not only in Christianity, in Christendom, even in Islam.
Yes.
Even in other religions.
That's one thing. That is one very neutral thing.
Yes. So if you have a woman who does not respect you, and you've constantly tried to gain her respect and you're not getting it, you'll never get it. Run away or you'll do something that is bad. Run away or you will kill her.
Yeah.
That's how it happens.
Yeah.
Why do you think guys become violent? It's frustration. You know, violence is frustration.
Yeah.
Why do you think people shout? It's frustration. Like, I'm trying to get hard. I'm trying to get you to hear me, but you're not hearing me. So I raise my voice, thinking that if I raise my voice, you'll hear me better. Doesn't work. That's when you know you're walking out.
Yeah.
So hawa wase wengine wa kusema, I've seen even ladies say he walks away and then comes back. The guy who's coming back is a weak man. That's why you don't like them.
And once you come back as a man,
oh man,
there is something that has changed in the woman.
When you walk
Trust
away,
me, you're not going back to the same woman you left.
yes. When you walk away as a man,
Because you've already shown her.
Don't walk away if you're not ready.
Yeah.
This I'll tell men. Do not walk away if you're not ready.
Yeah.
You must be sure that I'm ready
This
to
is
walk
it.
away. This is it.
Yeah.
And when you do that, don't look back. Never look back. So don't do it quickly. In the 48 laws of power, we are teaching you've seen most of the laws are moderate, behavioral. They're telling you speed kills. They're telling you don't be hasty in speaking. Don't be hasty in showing your plans. Don't be hasty in doing these things. So when you decide to walk away, ukue kama fish, hakuna reverse. You just move ahead. That's what we mean. So
haya, aliye na masikio asikie, nyinyi wengine mta. Okay, lessons. Victory is just a chapter, not the conclusion. Balboa believed. Balboa is
Nunes. Yes.
Watu watasema tuna confuse characters. Balboa is Nunes. Balboa believed discovering the Pacific was the end of the journey, but in power, the end is not marked by success. It's marked by survival. A win means nothing if you don't protect it.
Yes. Victory is just a chapter.
Yep.
Especially when you're getting victorious in your endeavors. You have to be very careful. When you're climbing the mountain, being CEO of an organization is not the end in itself. That's the beginning of war.
Yeah.
There is always a level higher. If you are just a junior officer, there is a low-level managers who are supervisors. When you get to supervisory role, there is middle-level management. When you get to middle-level management, there is senior management. That is the CEOs, the directors. Then from senior management, there is a board. There is also another management level.
Yeah.
And if you're going to the board, if you're working for an NGO, when you go to the board, then there is the donors who still come. So there is always someone on top of you.
Yeah.
So when you're going there, even the president has the citizens to answer to, and other countries that are more powerful than you.
Yeah.
So there's always someone on top of you. Victory or getting there is just a chapter. It's just a chapter. He believed that discovering the Pacific was the end of the journey. Man, how many oceans does the world have?
Yeah.
It's many. So he just got a small thing.
Pacific.
And it deceived him into thinking that he was a great conqueror. Success, but in power, the end is not marked by success. It is marked by survival. Underline that. Power, it is not marked by success. Victory is not marked by just succeeding.
You've crossed the Pacific Ocean.
Surviving. You are surrounded by wolves in sheep's clothing. You're surrounded by people who want your possession. You're surrounded by people who will not rest until they get hold of you or they finish you. So it is not a game of getting there. We read a story of ancient China. I think we'll read this. No, we ignored it in one of the laws. In ancient China, being the emperor meant a death sentence.
Oh,
yes.
Oh yeah, where you
It meant death sentence. So there is this Chinese emperor, I'm forgetting the name, who became emperor. And he managed to rule for 300. No, that his empire ruled for 300 years. He managed to crash that because the guys who were becoming emperors were being overthrown very quickly by the generals. And so he managed to survive in that empire. His empire survived for 300 years. Why? Because he knew that becoming emperor is not an end in itself. Now you need to survive. You need to survive the wolves.
Wait to survive.
You need to know this. In fact, when you get to that position, that's when the war begins.
Yep. Because you've attracted so many things.
Yes. So survive.
Yeah.
Survival is now the victory.
I like that statement.
Yeah.
Smacked by survival.
A win means nothing if you don't protect it. You saw in Game of Thrones how many guys survived.
Yeah.
Wins. You saw? Ned Stark was one of the promising guys when the series was beginning. But he didn't survive. He got powerful. He didn't survive.
Even this Dothraki guy who was killed eventually.
Khal Drogo.
Drogo, yes.
You see, he didn't survive.
He was killed.
So,
he should have survived.
It is not becoming king. When you have become king, the higher you are, the bigger the target. The clearer the target. Now everyone is looking at you. So, survive.
Just remembered. Was it called Joffrey?
Yeah.
That bad king.
Yes.
Anytime I remember that guy, I just get pissed.
No, that means that he's a very good actor. That means that he acted the way he was supposed to.
He brought out that character so well.
Yeah.
Yo! Higher. If you don't plan for politics, politics will plan for you. Balboa mastered exploration but ignored court politics. His downfall wasn't due to the jungle. It was due to men in power back home. In any pursuit of power, you must look beyond your immediate environment. You must plan beyond your immediate environment. Yes. He mastered exploration. Nunes. He thought that exploring is it. This is it. Yeah. You see where you get to a place. Yes, and you think that this is it. Zone. But he ignored his politics. A lot of politics. It is especially not only at home. If you look at even our presidency here in Kenya, it is not just being president that is the end. And you see, for presidents who being president is the end, they suffer in their leadership. Let's give a case in point of a good president who has not really, he did not experience as much backlash as the presidents we currently have. President Kibaki. Oh, yeah. When he got into power, that's when the work started. You have to manage the international community. You have to manage local politics. You remember when our president was traveling too much? It became too hot here that he couldn't travel. For 2 months. Yes, for 2 months. Because if you leave, there are snakes behind. You're leaving snakes. President of the year. You're leaving snakes behind. They're coming to finish you. Everyone wants to finish you. Yeah. So as your game of survival means manage things at home and away. You have to strike that balance. You have to know, especially when you're living, when you are going into the Nunes Balboa's explorations, you must make sure that you have fortified home. There is a law that says keep other people dependent on you. Yeah. We've not done that law, have we? We've not done it. Okay. But you see, keep people dependent on you. Yeah. That means that even in your absence. You are still able to pull the strings. If you want, if power is what you are looking after, there are people who think that power is amoral. They think that power is wrong. Yeah. But if you're interested in power, you must fortify home. Home must be rock solid. Nakumbuka zile mitego Gachagua alikuwa amesema aliweka. Meka mitego state house. Mitego kila mahali. You see? Maybe those mitegos lie to him, but but you have to do that. Yeah. So this guy decided to focus on exploring. Yeah. That means that he had not sat down and drawn his plan. His plan would have been, I want to explore, I want to conquer, but I still want to lead Spain. Yeah. I want to pay my debts,
So he should have a checklist. And that checklist, he goes on checking. Conquer, nirudi home.
Narudi.
So his downfall wasn't due to the jungle. He conquered the jungle. It was due to men in power back home.
Kina Pedro.
In any pursuit of power, you must look beyond your immediate environment.
True.
I told you the worst person to live, to look after your position is a friend. Better strategic partnership rather than friendship. Friendship is nothing in the corridors of power. We have seen friends betray each other. Last time on Obina TV, you saw how the former deputy president was talking about his betrayal. Friendship is nothing. Mimi nawaambia hivi, mnafikiria huyu jamani alama.
Kwanza uliona kuna mtu alikuwa nilikuwa nasomeza comments za hiyo video ya friends specifically.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, kwanza kuna mwenye kusema, oh, you know me and my girlfriends.
Aye.
Well, it's a good thing. Congratulations to you.
Congratulations, you have defied history.
What?
You are the exception.
Utasema hivyo.
No, because you are the exception.
Yeah.
Because history, do not ignore history at your peril. History, there is a verse in the scriptures that says the things that were spoken in the past were spoken so that through endurance and encouragement of the scriptures, we might have hope. The things that were written in the past were written so that through encouragement and endurance, we can be, so that we can see how the people endured. We can get encouragement and have hope. If you are interested in power, or if you're, and everyone is interested in power, don't be lied to that I'm not interested in being powerful.
I don't like being
There is
powerful.
no one who likes less power. They're only saying that because they don't have it.
Yo.
It is the guys without money that say money is not important.
Money is evil.
It is the guys without that say it is evil. It is the guys without power that say power is interesting, my friend. You can use power for good.
Yeah.
Power is interesting.
True.
And human beings have that quest. So do not ignore history.
Don't ignore history. Trust without strategy is weakness. Balboa trusted Davila's gesture of peace, a marriage alliance, but he didn't have a plan in case it was a trap. In power, even peace offerings need to be reviewed with caution unless you've planned for all outcomes.
Yeah, I trust you.
I trust you. You're even giving me your daughter?
Yeah.
Kitakuramba. Kwanza umepata daughter.
This game is a game of strategy. The game of power. And first of all, I told you there's nothing serious.
Kwanza umesema trust without strategy is a weakness.
Yes. First of all, you have to understand that when you're interested in power, it's a game.
Ni games.
There is nothing serious. Feelings, take home. Feelings peleka kwenye watu peleka feelings.
Hata wenye wanafikia utakuwa president 2027 ni games.
You start coming to appeal to people. I see people overly desiring to be liked. Do you think Tracy people like you?
I wouldn't.
And how can people who do not know you like you?
You wouldn't.
There is something they are seeing in you that is likable. It is not you they like.
Wow.
Yes, there is something they are seeing in you that is likable. Don't think that the guys who are watching us like us.
Yeah, we already
Some
know
of them like what we are doing because we are helping them summarize the 48 Laws of Power. It's a huge book to read.
Yeah.
So there is someone who will watch us for that reason. Let me understand this book. And in the process, they'll get to interact with us and they don't know you enough to like you or hate you. You see, you don't know me enough to like me or hate me. You can't decide that over a video. It is very flimsy decision to make over a video. We have to interact so that you get to know who is this Silas we are dealing with, what makes him tick. Yeah. Some of the things I say, I fail in them. You know that? Sometimes
and it's normal.
Yes, I fail in many of the things I say.
Yeah.
And most of the times I go back to judge myself. So trust without strategy is weakness.
It's a weakness.
Balboa trusted Davila's gesture of peace. a marriage alliance. Now, whenever you see your enemy giving you that peaceful gesture,
all of a sudden too, keti chini, jiulize.
Wacha hii tuseme tu tena. Whenever you see an enemy or a friend giving you that peaceful gesture, observe the other hand. That's that peaceful handshake. Make sure you can see the other hand. Because the other hand usually has a weapon.
Yeah, inakuanga hivi.
Kuna kisu. The guys who come to hug you with a knife behind you. As they are hugging you, they have a knife behind you. That's human nature. And I'm telling you, there is nothing, you cannot do anything about it. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with human beings. As long as you are flesh and blood, you will struggle with loyalty. You will struggle with love. You will struggle with those things. So, if you are aware, and this is where red pill is coming in, if you are aware that this is how human beings are, you strategize in everything. In your business dealings, you go there having strategized.
Yeah.
In your quest for anything, una strategize. So make strategy your best friend, not your girls. Make strategy your best friend, not your girls. Let your girls come. Let them enjoy the spoils of your strategy at arm's length. Ikifika mahali unaambia sasa endeni.
Shoo fly.
Go, I have another strategy.
I need to strategize again.
Yeah.
Okay. Beware of the illusion of security after success. Balboa relaxed too soon. He assumed his accomplishments will protect him. But success often attracts envy, not safety. Power must be reinforced, not assumed.
Yeah. Beware of the illusion of security after success. After success is when people become the most foolish. Guys struggled to get that success. They worked their bodies off. They went through pain, suffering, tears, sorrow, and then they get the success. Now, when they get the success, they relax. They become experts. They start teaching people.
Master classes.
Success master classes.
How to conquer Panama.
Once.
How to conquer Panama. Yes. Master class 1.0.
Yes. And you have to understand, the world is huge.
Yeah.
In your success, so-called success, you have not scratched the surface.
What?
There are more worlds to be conquered. There is more to be done as long as you are in this side of eternity. Be most careful when you succeed. Be most vigilant when you succeed. Be most ruthless when you succeed. That is the highest time, or that is the greatest time to start looking at your friends, start looking at your enemies alike. Start knowing the people who are, know that, anasema hivi, Balboa relaxed too soon when he succeeded. He assumed his accomplishments would protect him.
Yeah.
But success often attracts envy. I can tell you this. I can be your best friend, Tracy. Nobody wants you to do better than them.
Oh,
Nobody wants that.
Any red pill.
It's the truth. They will come to your baby reveal. You see, this nonsense
Gender
that
reveal.
people do. This nonsense that
And
people
baby
do called
showers.
Gender reveals. They will come.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see even kids are born and they have some issues. Kuna watu pia wanafanya black magic. There are guys who are coming as they are touching your belly. Sijui you are revealing your gender. They are chanting maurogi na mauchawi. You're calling people when your baby is born. The first thing you're giving us is a picture of them on the internet. Your baby is beautiful. You think the world is celebrating you, Jennifer. People are envious. People are envious of success. So whenever you succeed, you want to hide it. I saw some small boy at breaking a phone, thinking that is a flex. At there's Samsung Fold. At now, he's calling himself at the Kenyan richest forex trader.
Oh, that boy is just dumb.
No, that's poverty behavior.
Anaitwa nani? I see him on Twitter.
He probably is into some very awkward things.
Shady money dealing business.
He has not made that money. I can guarantee you, he has not made that money.
Oh God, he's the biggest simp.
He's actually into very. If he has money, he's into something illegal stuff. In fact, this is a guy DCI should look into.
And he calls himself a billionaire.
No, that guy is. He doesn't have whatever he thinks.
I've forgotten his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yes,
he broke a Samsung Fold.
Samsung Fold.
Unajua kama if ingekuwa pesa amewakia, breaking a phone worth 200,000 will be a pain.
And you see, that is trying to. Those are people. Let me tell you the characteristics of those people. They're very insecure in themselves. They need approval so badly from people. That's why I'm telling you, he must have struggled in his life. He must have gone through a lot of traumas to do that. Because you are looking to be respected so badly that if indeed that is a real phone, pia nikwambia when you see a camera ni kipindi. If that is a real phone he's doing, he is actually very foolish.
Yeah, you've not gained any respect.
That brain cannot be a billionaire. No, it can't. It can't make billions. No, there is character.
Ni ukweli though.
No, just check. Unajua, like I'm saying, me don't know him, so I have no reason to dislike him, but I dislike the behavior.
Yeah.
You see, check the billionaires who have made money. They have a certain character that is very consistent.
Yeah.
So such kind of a person, it's not a flex. It's actually foolishness.
Stupidity.
We know how it ends. So okay, but he didn't have the plan in case it was a trap.
Yeah.
In power, even peace offerings need to be viewed
with caution
unless you've planned for all the outcomes.
Yeah.
In power, even peace offerings, like I've told you, everyone wants your seat. If you're in a high seat, just know that everybody wants that seat. So you must have discernment. I told you discernment is the ability to distinguish between what is right and what is almost right. So what is almost right is where deception is. Because a deceiver will bring you half-truths. Unajuanga ile game ya 2 truths and 1 lie. They'll bring you those things. So when you wallow and when you are confused by the truths, you will never spot the lie.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Angalia watu, not with a pinch of salt, a lump of salt.
What?
Weka chumvi mingi. Weka nyingi. Amekuja na maua, weka chumvi. Amekuja na maneno matamu, weka chumvi. Yeah.
Okay. Beware of the illusion of short-term ambition can cloud long-term survival. Balba was consumed. Consumed by the dream of discovery, but failed to think 5 moves ahead. Ambition must be paired with discipline. It's not how long or how high you climb, but how well you hold your position.
This is very important.
Yeah.
He was consumed by the dream of discovery, but failed to think 5 moves ahead. Let's go to the Gen Z protest. It was a very good one. It has, it actually did put some level of reset button to this country. But was it planned after?
No.
Imagine if Must Go had gone. What would have happened?
huyu kijana wa kutuandikia poems ndo angekuwa president.
You see? No. We had not thought about, I think the Gen Zs and the millennials had not thought about
we were just so angry beyond, at that time.
Yes, it was anger.
So pissed, yeah.
Because if it was thought about beyond that, it would have been a bit different. So whenever you're making a strategy on anything, think beyond achieving what you're strategizing for. Yeah. What comes next? You want to be a millionaire. Now, what comes after the millions? What are you going to do with the millions? How are you going to spend the millions?
Yeah.
When the million is the end in itself, you get frustrated. That's when you become foolish. You start behaving in such a way. There's something he said here that I want to talk about. Ambition must be paired with discipline. You cannot hold power, sustain power, be powerful without discipline. Discipline is doing something that you hate and doing it as though you love it. That's what discipline is. Doing something you hate and doing it as though you love it. I don't like going to the gym, Tracy. I don't like going to the gym. Many of the times I prefer to sleep. I wake up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym. 90% of the time, like today, I prefer to sleep. Leo najua nimeamka nikaangalia watch hivi nikashtuka.
Ana tulikuwa tunafaa ku concert.
Nimeamka time ya kuanza recording.
Yeah.
Hiyo ndio nimeamka. Apologies. But most of the time you don't want to do those stuff.
Yeah.
Lifting weights is not enjoyable.
It's not fun.
It's not like sitting down and watching a movie. It is painful, it is sweating, it is all those things. You don't want to do the next step. But discipline is doing it every day. Doing it when you like it, doing it when you hate it.
You don't feel like
doing it when you're motivated, doing it when you're not. As a matter of fact, motivation is nothing.
True.
I know we have so many motivational speakers and a country that is demotivated.
Oh, I started with a neck. Now I have 1,000 chicken.
We have very many motivational speakers, but is our country motivated? So
Kenyans are tired. We're exhausted.
Goes to a certain extent.
Yeah.
After that, discipline is what keeps you. Like for example, you say, I will discipline myself to knowing the people around me. That is not something that stops. You keep knowing them because people assume shapes and sizes. The Tracy we are seeing right now is not the Tracy of last year.
Fact.
She has gone through some stuff that maybe has led her to try and change some things in her life. So always, as she's morphing or as she's evolving, evolve as well.
Yeah.
Technology is changing.
Technology.
Things are
changing. People are changing.
So you must be disciplined.
Yeah.
It is how high. It's not how high you climb, but how well you hold your position. It is not that you became president. How was your presidency? That's what people talk about.
Sema one term. How many?
That's what people talk about. People talk about when he was. You see, like Kibaki is well known for superhighway.
Oh yeah, and free education. Yeah.
And people talk about it even past his life. You see, he's already gone.
Yeah,
people are talking about
and even the SGR.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, so it's not about just getting there, surviving. Whenever you get that position that you have been so eyeing in your organization, the day you sign that contract is the day you start planning to be fired. You start planning to be fired, immediately you are hired.
Signed your contract.
Immediately you are hired, start planning
for your
firing.
Yeah.
That means do everything to survive. Know that the person in the next office who is lower than you wants your office.
Badly.
Just
as bad as you wanted it.
it. Start planning on how to stay there. Don't get comfortable. Don't fold your legs. Ujafika. Billionaires are waking up early to go to work. Bill Gates is still working.
Yeah.
Bezos is still working. Who are you? Kenovia.
Whomst are you? In your bed sitter.
In your bed. Who are you?
Whomst.
Relaxing because uliambiwa wewe ndio supervisor. Kwanza kesho wewe ni supervisor. Sasa there are so many levels, my friend. There are so many levels. Start planning to be fired when you're hired. That's the long and short of this.
Okay. Sema one time.
Huko no chokozi. Uliona hiyo wimbo yako Githurai? No, it's going to be a slogan.
It is a slogan now.
It is a serious.
Unajua kila kitu sisi ni one time. Hata marriages ninaona ni one time.
Wewe jamaa, you truthful men ako sema one
time. This is our sign.
But
this is our sign.
For once, that crowd is not a mobilized crowd.
It is not.
That crowd.
Si kama za huyo mwingine
aliona Githurai, it was not mobilized.
Unajua mwingine alilipa watu waende wajaze nyumba. Juzi. Alilipa.
Ilikuwa noma. Hiyo ilikuwa noma.
And
guys were singing that passionately.
One time.
Like you could feel from the camera. Unaisikia watu wanaamini
one time. Sema one time inakuja na feeling.
But Rigiji has become a formidable enemy.
Now the thing is watu tu unajua kuna watu wanasema huyo ndo president.
No, I want to tell no.
Let me tell you. Listen.
Don't underestimate our current president. Okay. Don't underestimate President Ruto. He didn't get there by mistake.
Huyu alianza kuplot nini yake 207.
Do not. The worst thing you will do is to think that he is down.
He's not. We know he's not.
The worst thing you'll think about our president is to think that he is down. He's silent and he's saying, but that guy is a master chess player. I told you books should be written
about him.
Books should be written about him. Yeah?
He's agreeing with you.
Yes, he is a master chess player.
Yeah.
Ule jamaa knows so even now as people are singing one time, don't rule him out, my friend. Rule him out at your own peril. And you see, problem inakujanga, and this is where he can win. This is where he can win. If the opponents think that he's gone. That guy didn't get there just by mere chance.
No.
He got there by fighting his way there.
This man really, I think he started planning his presidency way before.
He's a master chess player. He's in the game of power. He game haina feelings. He's a game of feelings. And he's playing it very well. Ruthlessly. If you go to history, the leaders who have ruled have been that ruthless.
But it's sad.
It is sad. I'm not justifying
his evils.
Yes.
We are not.
It is sad, but that's how history is. Go and check history of all those people who have been there. They have ruled with an iron fist. There is no president who's been democratic. Loving people, being loved by people.
Democracy, giving them what they want.
Democracy is on paper. You think there is democracy? It's on paper.
It's for the people, by the people.
The more you make peace with that, the better your life will be.
Sema one time. Sema one time.
Hiyo kitu watu walikuwa na
shout. Na sign yake ni hivi kwanza hiyo party yake mpya. Sema one time.
No, siasa ya Kenya ni comedy. You don't
need
comedy.
Let me tell you.
Hauhitaji sitcom.
Kwanza after nimemuona kwa Obina TV, I was like this.
Hey, but your platform, that was serious platform. You know nowadays.
Obina TV, like you hosted Gashagwa.
TV zinakuanga gagged sana. You can't gag a YouTube channel.
Why gag me?
Yeah.
I'm not regulated by anyone.
That thing has over 1 million views.
Sema one time.
Na unajua?
Alituandikia poem wewe. The honey to my what? Mistari.
But in Githurai, that guy moved the crowd. For the
crowd.
First time. The other person who used to move the crowd like that. That's why I'm telling you, don't underestimate our president was Raila.
Okay.
Raila's crowds usually moved with that energy.
Yeah. I remember 2023.
But hasn't he lost all the time?
Oh God. Kwanza saizi yako wapi?
So, no, but this guy never loses. He's always in Gava. It doesn't matter how where
at what
it doesn't matter where he stands, whether he'll be number 1 or number 2, he will be there.
Yeah, true. He's loyal to nobody but himself, though.
Everyone is loyal to themselves.
Yeah. Samuel. Short-term ambition can cloud long-term survival. Balboa. Hiyo ndo tumetoka kusoma.
Yeah.
Always plan for the aftermath. Balboa had no clear post-discovery plan, no political alliances, no safeguards, no exit strategy. When you don't prepare for what comes after you peak, you hand the power over to someone who does.
Yes, you have to plan all the way to the end.
Yeah.
You have to plan the end and after the end. Because there is always new worlds to conquer. There's always something new that will come up. So plan for it. Be prepared about it. The worst thing in the corridors of power is surprise. Did you hear Reggie say he was very surprised?
Oh, yeah.
He actually said he discovered he was going last minute.
Oh.
Imagine the plan. Imagine you are the second in command. With intelligence and all that. Around you. But you only come to discover that your goose is cooked last minute. Ruto is ruthless. Master strategist. Master strategist. Do not underestimate him.
Yeah.
Do not underestimate him. So if you want to beat him, you must be as shrewd, as ruthless as he is. And history has shown us that ruthlessness is a prerequisite for power. Prerequisite. Yes. That ruthlessness is a prerequisite. Since we are discussing the laws of power,
tutawaongelelea. Tumeenda how long? Do we have time to do Otto von Bismarck? We have time. Okay. We do Otto von Bismarck's story. Now this one was an observance
of the law.
Yeah.
There is this guy called Otto von Bismarck.
Oh, I think nilimsoma either ni high school or primary school.
Otto von Bismarck. He had a strategy. This one is a very simple story.
Yeah.
Not a lot because we have discussed stories that are similar to it. He had a strategy to unify Germany. So he understood the power dynamics in the European world, and he acted with caution and planning. Otto von Bismarck was, first of all, his strategies and his action. He defeated Austria without humiliating them. So he fought Austria. He told, I think it was Denmark he wanted to go and conquer.
Yeah.
And he fought Austria, defeated them, but he did not completely obliterate them.
Obliterate? Nini?
He did not completely finish them.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
obliterate. Okay.
What he did, he spared them, knowing that there is a future alliance with Austria.
Okay.
So you see, he wants to unify Germany, but he knows there is a future alliance coming.
Yeah.
So nitakuchapa lakini sitakuchapa sana. Sitakuwa ni kidogo tu, ndakugonga tu kidogo. Ndakumaliza kidogo.
Kidogo tu.
And then he provoked France into war. After now beating Austria and then putting them at arm's length where he can use them, akaenda uchokozi France.
Another one.
This is just a Reader's Digest.
Yeah.
Akaenda uchokozi France. So he provoked France into war using the Ems dispatch turned public opinion. He started I think it was a rumor or something that got the French very angry at him. And when they were angry, they reacted emotionally. Waliingiza emotions, wakasema, we must fight Otto von Bismarck.
This one must go.
So he went to war. He used war to rally southern German states.
Okay.
Germany was his yes, and it was his aim, unifying Germany and to become this great colony. So piga Austria, malizana na Austria, usiwamalize kabisa, waekelea hapo, watakusaidia. Enda chokoza France wenye are more powerful. Wacha walete vita, tuite allied states za Germany. And they came.
That's a smart man.
So after victory, now this is where he is unlike Nunes. After victory, he set up diplomatic systems to prevent future coalitions against Germany. He set up systems. Hizo ndio hizo mitego za ligiji.
Mitego.
Lakini sasa zake zilikuwa za real. Unajua hizi zingine zilikuwa real.
Mitego.
Hizi mitego sasa zilikuwa za real. He actually put, and you see how to do that is to put people who like Austrians. So you crash, like you crash completely. Those are the best people to put there.
Yeah.
To protect with your friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you should have spies spying on your spies.
Yeah. True.
You have spies
spying on your
spies. So everyone is spying.
And spies. And
so you are getting information from left,
everywhere.
Right, and center. You can be able to sift and know if this is true intelligence, this is not, and all those things. So he set up diplomatic systems. These are like treaties, like paying homage, making sure that these guys will never rise against. Marriage was one of the ways, but marriage in history has proven to be flimsy.
Yeah.
And people would turn against you even with marrying their daughter. And then he continued managing power post-victory.
Yeah.
He never rested. Otto von Bismarck never rested. In fact, when he won, that's when he knew that it is resting time imeisha. And that's how
huyo alikuwa anaelewa.
Huyo alielewa hii. Enda uisome kwa the book. It's a very long story.
Yeah.
But very interesting. Even Nunes story tumekata. It's a long one.
Yeah. Power favors the strategist, not the dreamer. Bismarck didn't unite Germany by chance or passion. He did it with cold calculation. In power, vision must be backed by a roadmap. Dreamers start revolutions, but strategies finish.
So unajua Martin Luther King alisema, I have a dream. He died with a dream. Other people realize the dream. Naongea baya. I'm sorry, but he had a dream.
I'm sorry, but
he had a dream.
Yeah.
He had a dream.
Strategist finished
so
the
power favors strategy.
Yeah.
Wars are won
at the table.
That is something we need to talk about.
Constant.
Yes. Constantly win at. That's why we have board meetings. Kwani boards ni nini?
Tables.
Si board ni strategy, ni place za strategy. War room.
Ebuska nimesema tables.
Ni board, ni table.
Yeah, ni tables.
Ni place ya strategy.
Yeah.
Ni place ya where ambitions are seen, where ambitions are shelved, where ambitions are dropped. Like hapo hivyo ndio strategy inaendelea.
Yeah.
So in power, vision must be backed by a roadmap.
Yeah.
Usikue tuna vision na a dreamer.
Nile kusema I'm aiming at nothing.
Yes, if you aim at nothing, you hit it all the time.
You will hit it.
All the time. The shots aim at nothing are very accurate.
True.
The most accurate shots in the world are shots at nothing. You must have a roadmap. I am going to pursue this way.
Yeah.
When I get this, I'm going to do this. When I get this, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
When I get this, like myself,
that's what I do.
There's a
proper laid plan.
I have a proper 5-year plan.
For yourself or for your
myself.
Organization?
I always do.
Ooh.
For myself. I want to have this number of businesses.
By the end
I want to be here. I want to do this. 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 When you strategize like that, you not only dream. Dreaming is okay, but dream as you continue, strategize.
Higher. Don't just plan the win. Plan what happens after. Bismarck didn't stop at victory. He created diplomatic systems to protect the empire after it was born. Planning to the end means thinking beyond the moment of success to how you'll sustain it.
I see many of my colleagues at work very comfortable in their positions, especially guys in management. And I don't see ambition. I see that some of them have just gotten to a place where that's what they wanted in life. Like they're just waiting for death, leaving the earth. You see, that means that you have gotten, siku ile utaisikia umefika au hujafika. That's the worst place to be.
True.
Be very uncomfortable. If you start planning to be fired the day you're hired, you will know that there is more to what meets the eye.
Yeah.
There is more to life. It is not just getting that office. It's not just getting that position of power. What happens next? How are you going to sustain power? The person aiming for power, his only dream is getting power. The person in power, his only dream is sustaining and retaining power.
Yeah.
So always, don't just plan the win. Plan after. What happens after?
No,
This is where now I faulted the Gen Z protest. Yes. What comes next? We must be very clear in our vision. We are going to get the presidency. We will get it. Now, when we get it, we are going to maybe remove shisha, hashish, and all those things. Maybe we are going to remove...
Umesema? Shisha.
Si shisha. Si ile kitu ya kuvuruta. Maybe.
For a minute there, I was like, what?
Bong.
Gen Z watu shisha uongo.
Okay. You're going to
shashe shisho shoe and assistant chief.
Na chief na sheriff. You're going to remove those things, maybe.
Yeah.
And then we say...
Housing levy.
We are going to remove that. Maybe we say we are going to have...
no women reps.
Yes. We are going to cut...
No MCAs.
We are going to cut all these things.
Yes.
We are going to reduce...
salaries za MPs.
Yes. We are going to increase this. So you must have that plan. Because that plan is what keeps you in power. Because you will be busy pursuing that plan.
Yeah.
And guys will see. Like, for example, if you have, let's say, Silas has big 3 agenda. If you do 1, you know 1 is a great milestone. Yeah. You go to people and tell them, I told you I'll do 1. Have I not done it? Sasa I am doing 2.
2.
When I'm in the middle of 2, it's election time. It's election time, guys. See, I told you I'll do 3. See, yeah. I did 1.5.
And now 2, I'm almost done.
I'm almost done with 2. So mniongeza time ingine nimalize hii 3.
Sema 1.
Yeah. Utakujua.
Sema 1. Mimi nikikujiwa nitaanza kupiga tu nduru ninasema aki am just a podcaster.
Hii ni content.
Aki sina kazi. Wacha mbona ni vipindi.
Tunakuanga na 2 views.
Yeah, entertainment only, nothing said here is literal.
Na leo tukuweka disclaimer.
Sema 1.
Leo
no wanaweza guy. Sela siku moja tutakujiwa we.
So yeah, sawa.
Okay. Aya. Restraint is part of the strategy. He could have crushed Austria, but didn't. He saw value in leaving potential enemies intact to use later as allies. Sometimes not doing something is the smartest move when you're thinking long term.
Yes. Do not always react to situations with action. Sometimes inaction is the best action. Sometimes you just need to let the lying dog sleep. You don't need to respond to everything. Do not be someone who is always constantly responding. You respond to so many people. There are things that you just observe and say that this is ugly. It is not worth my time and not respond. And actually in silence, there is a lot of clarity. Whenever, let's say, people are insulting you or they're saying things about you that are not true or even could be true, but they are meant to bring you down and you don't want to come down. Don't be quick to respond. A quick response shows guilt. Don't be quick to respond. Some of these things just keep quiet. Let it trend. Let it trend. Sometimes it trends even more when you respond, when you show your anger.
Oh, someone responded. Oh,
sometimes replied. Laugh at yourself. Laugh at yourself. Just sit down. let's say someone called you, kama ule mtu alituambia tuko na wisdom, tunajifanya kama sisi tuko na wisdom as solo. Laugh at yourself.
Hadi unaanza kujiita Solomon.
Just laugh at it, unasema nye it's true. Unajua nilimwandikia facts. Na nikamwonyesha ile kidole.
Yes brother,
you're right.
Yes brother.
I think I'm pretending. I think I should stop pretending. But these things, these things we read, the only thing he needs to do is to get a book. If you read, there's a lot of knowledge hidden in books.
Sure.
I hate the saying that if you want to hide anything from an African, hide it in a book. It's very derogatory. I think that is mind shaming. That is mind shaming. It's just saying that Africans are people who don't think. But there's a lot of gems in book. Somebody asked me, where do you get all these talking points? We read. We have a lot of books here. We just read anything and everything. And when you read, you will find a lot of hidden gems. So just cultivate. And this podcast is meant to cultivate that culture
of reading,
where you will love books. Books are interesting. It is one of the ancient ways of getting knowledge, but it will never be removed. Yeah.
Umesema ancient na removed, and there's a song that says a Christian song that has those lines.
Ancient and removed.
Yeah. Use your enemies to serve your ends. By manipulating France into war, Bismarck didn't just defeat a rival, he rallied hesitant German states to his side. A true planner can turn threats into tools and chaos into opportunity.
Do you remember the law that says do not put too much trust in friends? It's actually not that do not trust friends. Do not put too much trust in friends. Learn to use enemies. Enemies have a place to play in your power. In your strategies of power. Don't go here saying Mungu niondole haters. Why are you praying for haters to leave? Let them stay.
Wacha wakuje, come baby, come.
They have a place they are playing in your life. First of all, haters keep you in check. They make sure that you'll not do foolish stuff. Because if you don't have people who are checking you, we tend to forget very quickly and we tend to become very foolish very quickly. So when you have haters, they play that. Naysayers play an important role. I've told you, Tracy, I've been told so many things. Someone told me you will be a thug. You will not amount to anything. You will not go anywhere. I've been told that. Hata na huyo mwalimu wa math. You will not go anywhere. I was not very good in school in math. I'm not very good in math.
No, unasoma business side?
Yes, imagine, and I did accounts.
I went
to do accounts to challenge myself.
Really?
Yes, I was not very good
to prove math. Yourself wrong?
Yes. Wow. Because I accepted the challenge. In ile tu unaona KCSE results unasema challenge accepted. So I went to do mathematical courses, not because I like it or I'm good in math. I'm still not good in math, but I do pass.
You did pass?
Yes. So
ningesoma biochem.
Yes, sometimes if you want to go to murky waters.
Jabba.
So use your enemies. They have a place. Those people who hate you. And many are they that hate you. Actually, if you go and did a census of people who love you, you will be shocked to find you love yourself.
And my mom.
The only unconditional love we have in this world is a mother's love.
That's so true.
A mother would love you even if you are a thug. Hata akikuona ukiiba na unauliwa, she will love you. A mother's love is the only genuine one. Do you know we are not saying husband or wife love? We are saying a mother's love.
A mother's love.
Yes, is genuine. It is sacrificial love.
Yeah.
All the other loves are conditional.
Very conditional.
Yeah, very conditional.
Unajua siku hizi watu wakitaka kukutukana ama wakuambia hukai vizuri wanasemanga you have a face only a mother can love.
Yes, you have a face only a mother can love, which is true.
Only
mothers love those faces.
Only unajua ukiambia hivyo unaambia uko na shida.
Anakaa otherwise.
Unakaa otherwise.
You look otherwise.
You look but they wakikuyu kwa na shida.
Ya kusema watu wanakaa otherwise.
Sasa otherwise, how is otherwise a statement?
It's a greeting. Unakutana na mtu anakusalimia otherwise.
Ati Kikuyus have a problem. Control the narrative, shape the outcome. With a single edited telegram, Bismarck redirected Europe's attention and triggered a war on his terms. Strategic planning includes controlling perception, not just events.
control the narrative. I told you.
Actually you've said this before.
Write your own story. Write. Be the one holding the pen when it is a story about Tracy. Do not guard it jealously. Guard it with your life. Guard it with everything you have. A pen that writes your story. That pen must be held by one person. And that one person must be you. Or I'm either writing my story or we are not writing.
Okay.
I'm not boarding.
I'm not boarding.
I am either writing my story or we are not writing. Control the narrative, especially if you're in power. Because the most accusations go to people in power. The most misconceptions go to people in power. So you must control the narrative. That's why if you want to political power, you must have your team of bloggers. Msipigane na bloggers za wako job. Ni mboka. There is somebody controlling the narrative through blogs. Sasa unaanza kuna wale wa serikali na kuna wale si wa serikali. Si you make peace with that. We jua, we know huyu ni wa serikali. Wacha kusema amekubetray, haja kubetray, akomboka. When the government wins over, this small Samuel, when it wins over, ako job. Wewe unataka akule wapi? Hizo suit unataka anunue na nini?
Kwanza credit to his suit guy.
Yes. Suits must continue being bought, and now the stakes are higher. Because he's standing on a public scale. Don't call him a bit. So he's not betrayed you.
No.
When he started this war,
was not loyal to
you.
He
was not fighting for you.
He was actually
fighting for himself. When ukiniona pale nje nikiimba haki yetu
yote yawezekana,
I'm not fighting for you. Unafikiri I'm fighting for you? Why do I care about you?
Unijui?
Why do I care about you?
You don't.
So don't call me a betrayer when I pursue. You have to understand human nature. When you understand human nature, Tracy, you will not fight with people. When you understand human nature, you will not fight with people. Guys who are fighting this young man, Kasmuels, Jumorara, that he betrayed us. Who told you he was fighting for you? He wasn't. When I go out there and I'm looking for a political seat, I'm not going there for you. It's for me. You see? So he was fighting for himself. If he got bought, everyone has a number, by the way. Everyone has a price.
A couple of zeros.
It's just the number of zeros that varies.
A couple of zeros.
There are those that 5 zeros is enough. There are those that 6.
5.
Yes, 6 is enough. There are those that 7. There are those of 9.
5 zeros?
Yes. 5 zeros is hundreds of
thousands. It's hundreds of...
Hata ebe yako kama iko thousands. Hata kuna tens of thousands. Wewe unafikiria kuna bloggers walipangwa hata ngiri 5.
Quite expensive. If you're trying be expensive.
No, it is the value you've created. No, people pay.
Now create your value and be expensive.
People pay according to your value.
Your value cannot be hundreds of thousands.
So, when this guy, maybe his strategy, we are saying plan all the way to the end.
To the end.
Maybe his strategy was, let me get into the movement, let me make noise, fame. Let those guys recognize me, let them give me a job.
And then, from there, we never know. 2027, mutamwona
let him vie. He will vie. And if he wins, good for him. Good for him.
You think?
Tracy, make peace with certain things. Don't bother yourself that people are moral. Even you, who is blaming him for betraying you, given a chance, you will be the same. We are cut from the same cloth. Corruption is corruption
until it favors
you. Barabara. It's still corruption.
Until it favors me.
Yes. Corruption is not corruption, it is in billions. It starts from tens. Niacheka 10 bob. Nisikuseme. It starts there. It starts there. So we must examine ourselves. When you see somebody going into the struggle, nilisikia naitwa Martin Luther King.
Kenyans are brutal.
Kenyans are brutal.
No,
cut the guy some slack. Leave him alone. He was fighting for himself and...
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. Ni majina mingi bwendo uziangalie tu.
Unajua venye tulianza hii maandamano, everyone was like, oh, I will even name my child Kasmuel or Makure. Hey, watch a jump ship. My friend. Even girls were saying, oh my God, he's so handsome. Later. Wow.
I don't think the guy... human beings fight for themselves.
True.
To expect that somebody out there is going to fight for you is to be deluded, is to live in an utopia. And we have the Red Pill podcast to keep you aware that human beings are selfish, brutal, and only care about themselves. So when you see a human being caring about themselves, that is in his nature. As a matter of fact, it should shock you that someone is selfless. That should shock you. Selflessness should shock you. Selfishness is part of human nature.
Yeah.
It's like getting surprised that a fish is moving too fast in an aquarium. It's in water.
It's in water.
It will move fast. It is home.
Yeah.
Getting surprised that a snake will bite. What were you expecting? Were you expecting it to lick your hands? So
that's
cut the guy some slack.
Yeah.
He's just being a human being the way we are. Even another one will come and he will tell you he's fighting for you. Do you think any president can change your life?
Jabba.
No president can change your life. You're the only one who has the responsibility of changing your own life.
Only you.
Yeah.
I think in decades, not days. Bismarck didn't act for applause. He played a generational game, laying a foundation that will shape Europe for decades. In power, the long view creates empires. The short view ends in regret. Yeah.
The long view creates empires. Short view ends in regret. Always have the long game. The long game in mind. That long game is the reason why people say, I will not fight him now. Someone can offend you and you say, huyu?
Chuma chake.
Unakumbuka ule jamaa anaitwa Butua? Butua anaendaga gym.
I used that statement by the way.
Butua anaendaga gym. Anafanyanga press ups, anapiganga tizi.
Anainua weights.
Anakujanga alafu unamwambia Butua, come. Tracy needs you. Tracy needs your services. Tracy anakuja anatandikwa na Butua. Anatandikwa na Butua. Butua anakupiga. So usipigwe na Butua. Mjue, jua Butua. Jua
when he's coming.
Kisa na maana, jua Butua. Butua will tandika you. So always have the long game in mind. Do not be short-sighted. Short-sight leads to regret. As a young man, as a young lady, whatever you do in your life, have the end goal.
Yeah.
Look at your life. When you're in your 20s, think about your life in your 30s. If God keeps you. When you get to your 30s, think about your 40s. When you get to your 40s, think about your 50s. When you are in your 20s, think about your 40s. It will determine, it will influence most of the decisions you make. You'll not do the stuff half of the young people are doing right now, thinking that they will stay 20s forever. Yes. That's all I had.
Aya, hata mimi sina mengi. Kwaherini.
Asanta.
Sanda sana.
Peace. Sande mwami, Sande Yesu. Sande Yesu, Sande mwami.